Our tastes in film may seem destructive, but this is a productive dialogue. Damn it, your mother ate my dog.
Can you feel the energy? There was no countdown. That was the thing. No countdown. It just started recording.
It did.
Episode 67. Your Mother Ate My Dog, the podcast. 9 plus 12, 21 months doing this podcast.
It's a lot of months. I'm Jesse.
And I'm playing the role of Ken because we're doing Barbie.
Okay, I'll be Barbie then.
You can be Ken or Alan.
There are multiple Kens and multiple Barbies, but I choose to be Barbie.
Do you remember anything about Barbie? You did watch it a little bit later, a little bit longer ago.
I remember it, and whenever I watch a movie and it's like it was perhaps like a week before we record, I always watch a refresher video of some kind.
I was told before we started recording to mention that there are many Canadian actors in this film, but we'll get into it, I'm sure.
Yes.
We have to talk about other stuff first, as per the rules.
Mm-hmm.
I watched 0 movies between last week and now. 0 movies to report on.
Okay.
Nothing new happening over here.
I watched 3 movies since our last recording. I watched the last 2 movies from the Hunger Games series. Not particularly good. And I also watched Spirited Away for the first time. That was pretty solid. Not my favorite.
Didn't we watch that on this podcast?
No,
Okay.
we didn't. We watched another Miyazaki film. I can't remember which one.
21 months and
Castle,
67
I think we did for the podcast.
67 films. So, okay. So Hunger Games, out of 10, how would you rate the whole series?
How would I rate the whole series out of 10? Probably like either a 5 or a 6, probably. There's some genuine good moments, but then there's also a lot of like eye-rolling moments. And also, it made me think of something. You know how sometimes there's actors who've won Oscars, and then you see some of their other work and you go, how the hell did they ever do that? I think Jennifer Lawrence is a good candidate for that. But then there's other actors who have won Oscars, say like Jack Nicholson, and then later in his career he does movies like Anger Management and The Bucket List or whatever, where it's obviously he's just doing them because his serious acting days probably in his mind are over, but you can still tell he's a very good actor.
The Bucket List wasn't bad.
Yeah, but it's more of like obviously it's not going to be an Oscar-winning performance from The Bucket List, and obviously not from Anger Management. But I don't know. I've noticed there are some actors who win that one-time Oscar, and then you see their other work, and you go, you know what? I don't think they're really all that good. Like Eddie Redmayne is another one that springs to mind. If you've ever seen like Jupiter Ascending, is like the worst performance out of anyone ever.
The Danish Girl. Okay, the 2 things. Hunger Games. Speaking of a female-led movie, Barbie.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to get up the courage to watch Mother, starring Jennifer Lawrence, but I haven't yet.
Mm-hmm.
Spooky.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. How are your legs adjusting to the land life?
My legs have adjusted to the land life fully. I'm back in land mode. No longer in water mode, which is what I'm assuming you're referring to. Yeah,
and they remember you at work?
They do remember me at work. They do. A lot of people, it was pretty heartwarming. A lot of people watched the race, and they were kind of excited to see how I did and all that stuff. So it was nice. Well, it's just cool that people took the time to watch. And honestly, our team was barely on screen. But it also gave a lot of people an idea of what paddling is like. Because it's one of those things that you can say it, and it sounds like, oh, that sounds like it could be pretty hard. and then you watch someone doing it, and you get a better sense of really what it's like. I think outrigger canoe is like that.
Yeah, but paddling in Victoria and paddling in Samoa, a little different.
That too. That is also much different. A little hotter over there.
Yeah, a little warmer, even though it's winter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that's good. Yeah, life's good.
So, yeah. I'll say that before we started recording, you said, I'm going to do something different this time. And I've yet to encounter what's different.
I told you there was no 5-second countdown. It just started recording
Oh.
basically right away. But I mean, there was a countdown. There wasn't a countdown, but there was a delay. There was a delay, but it didn't count down. So yeah, I was playing around with the settings a little bit. So I waited for you to hop on.
It was so subtle I didn't even notice. You guys watching any sort of television right now?
Yeah.
What you watching?
Well, we watch this summer. It's been this summer of Below Deck for us. Watch a lot of Below Deck. Speaking of water sports, do you know what Below Deck is?
Below Deck? No, I ain't never heard of it.
It's a reality show where they follow camera crew follows people on yachts. Staff on a yacht.
I think I saw a clip from that recently. There was a guy who was like there was a girl that was really drunk, and he was like trying to take advantage of her, right, or something.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the season we're watching right now. That's Down Under, which is Australia, which is close to Samoa.
Mm-hmm. Somewhat.
There's also a Mediterranean version which we're watching.
Okay.
There's also a regular version which we don't really watch that much.
Right. Now, is this? Would this be a show you would watch on your own, or you're watching it because your partner was watching it?
I think there's a mutual interest in it from both sides.
Right. Because like I don't know, sometimes there's shows that one person is interested in, and then you think you're not interested, and then you start watching it like, okay, actually, I do like this. Is it one of those, or do you think like without her influence whatsoever, you would sit down and watch this show?
I was the one who I think got her hooked on it.
Oh, okay. Well,
I was like, no, we should watch this. We should watch this. And then we started it, and it's kind of been like 3 months. And then we had to take a break. So like we were watching this way too much. But now we're back on the train.
Mm-hmm. On the boat, if you will.
Yeah, Survivor starts soon. So we'll watch that again.
I can feel as though within the next few months, like I'm starting to get a hankering for Survivor again. And so we might hop back into watching that again. Because we stopped, I think, a few episodes into the 10th season or something.
Yeah,
we were deciding to watch all of the seasons.
Since they came back from the pandemic, it's a little bit of a different game. So like if you're watching season 10 and then you go in to watch season 41, it'll be similar, but a little bit of a culture shock, I think.
Mm-hmm.
This new season, which starts at the end of the month, has a guy from Vancouver.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, yeah, I did hear about that. They've started like Canadians can now compete. I don't think they had that before.
No,
I heard about that not that long ago.
A Canadian one.
That's kind of cool.
Well, I don't know if I want to spoil it, but two Canadians won in a row. I think it was 42 and 43. Okay, I am ruining it for you. But they're from Toronto.
It'll be. I'll be honest. It's going to be a long time before we get to season 41 of Survivor. I will say, I don't know if you remember, but I used to play. Well, actually, I don't really still, but I used to play a lot of competitive Smash Brothers Melee.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And one season of Survivor, I don't recall which, but I have a feeling it's probably somewhat soon, has a very famous Melee player in the season. For like the first 5 years of the competitive scene in that game, he was just the best player, and then he was in a season. So I'm excited for that.
What was his name? Do you remember?
His name was Ken.
Was it really?
Yes. If you just put
Ken
Smash Brothers Survivor.
Oh, sorry. Ken Smash. Oh yeah, it is the same guy. Let's see what season he was on. He's 37 now.
Mm-hmm.
Professional Super Smash Bros. He doesn't look familiar. I did stop watching, like probably 5 or so years, which he fell in. He was on Gabon, which is in 2008. What number would that be?
Somewhere in the 20s. Or the late teens, probably, in terms of seasons.
Yeah, wasn't it season 17?
Okay. So he's not coming up super soon, but I do know that will be on a season. So that'd be kind of fun. I don't think he does particularly well.
He's on well, I don't want to ruin it for you, but he's on the cover of their DVD.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, well, speaking of Ken.
No, not yet.
No, not yet. No.
So, I was reading. I was off a little early today, so I got on the internet and I was reading some stuff. And there was an article that I was reading about this guy who he'll watch a TV show, or he'll watch a TV show or like a movie, and then there'll be like a sports game on in the background, and then he'll find out exactly which game that is. So, like for an example, there's an episode of How I Met Your Mother where there is I think it's a hockey game on in the background, and using clues, he figures out which exact game that is. And he's on TikTok. So I went onto TikTok today, and I noticed that you had posted something 2 months ago. Maybe. Yeah. And I remember the moment exactly, the D's nuts thing. So, and I just found that out today. I just saw that today. So, hey, good job.
Thank you. I had a feeling that when I posted that, and up until now, that you didn't know that I have posted that, and so I was waiting for you to find it, and I'm glad you found it.
Well, there you go. Speaking of D's nuts, Ken and Barbie are dolls, and they don't have any.
Right, Barbie especially.
Ryan Gosling is a Canadian treasure.
He is. He's got range, and he's good looking as well, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Although I've heard varying opinions on that. If he really is an attractive fella, I think he is.
Yeah, we like him.
But I can see he's got he doesn't have a classically handsome, good looking face. You know what I mean? Like.
Sure. Yeah, he was in the Mickey Mouse Club with Timberlake, with Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera, and he sang a lot in this film.
He did sing a lot in this film.
A musical, if you will. The Kennergy song has been stuck in my head. I mean, even before watching the film, I was shown a clip of the big scene, the big dance music scene. Yeah. And that's a very catchy song.
It is. It is a catchy song. I mean, it's kind of a catchy movie. I don't know. Lots of scenes sort of like stick in your head. They stick with you. And I think a part of that is the marketing for this movie. Like, I saw ads for this movie like way, way, way ahead of its release. Unlike any film I think I've ever seen. Just like, you just heard about it for so long before it came out. And they had just a good marketing team behind it. And obviously it worked quite well.
Yeah, it was amazingly marketed.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the 15th highest grossing film of all time.
Yeah. And it's, not just the marketing, which was quite a success. I think it's a film that just has something for a lot of people, and so it attracts a wide audience. I think that's part of its of why it was successful as well. Like, it wasn't just a kids movie, but you could see kids enjoying it, but also, people around our age enjoying it as well.
I wouldn't say that it was a kids movie.
No, you wouldn't say it was a kids movie, but you could see why kids would see it and enjoy it.
Yeah. What was the rating on this film?
It's PG-13, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, what kind of kids are going to PG-13 films?
I know when I went and saw it, there was kids in the theater.
Margot Robbie wore 18 wigs throughout the film.
That was quite an adroit subject change there, Josh. But I appreciate it. That's sort of your go-to.
We legally can't talk about kids. Yeah, we can't. Children, we can't really talk about children right now.
Right. That's fair. That's part of your parole or whatever. Yeah. So you saw this in theater. Did you see it alone, or did you see it with your partner?
I legally can't say where I saw the film.
Oh, so you downloaded it illegally? Is that what you're telling me?
I saw the film, and it was in HD.
You saw the
on
film
a big screen.
Okay. So you did go to theater.
Well, it was 3 out of the top 4 highest grossing films of all time are James Cameron films.
Right. Yes, another adroit subject change. Now, have
Titanic.
you been to... That's one of them. Avatar, another, surely.
Avatar 2, the other one.
I have a question for you. Once you're done naming James Cameron films, have you been to the Cineplex Theater that's in Langford?
Yes.
And have you been to Silver City in Victoria?
Yes, of course.
How do they compare?
We saw Star Wars there.
We did.
Yeah. How do they compare?
Yeah, because I think I've been to the one in Langford maybe once ever, and I don't remember what I saw, and it was a long time ago. Are they just kind of like it's whatever? It's just a theater?
They're the exact same.
They're the exact same. Great.
I wouldn't say that they're nice. Like any of them are nicer. They're both Silver City. Mm-hmm. They both look the exact same. The Langford one. I mean, I went to see a horror film that had been in theaters like 6 weeks, and there was one other person in the film, and she or not in the film, but in the watching the movie.
Yeah,
she just happened to sit right in front of us.
Oh, that's nice.
Wild.
That's quite the decision. I just actually had a memory come back to me. Now you live in Langford, the Langford area, and so you're going to know the place I'm talking about, maybe. So there's a place. It's across from the fairways. That's on Goldstream. You know that one right by the big roundabout. There's like a complex that has a dollar store and a thrift store, and I think like it's a Brown's Social House maybe, or
and there's a Pizza Hut. There's a library. There's a Mexican food place. There's a bank.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So in that complex,
there's a game. There's a place where they sell games. Is that where we're heading here?
So in
like
that complex,
video game place, video game.
No, I'm not going to video games. You keep trying to bring it there, or it's not where I'm going. There's a place where exactly that thrift store and dollar store used to be. There used to be a movie theater there. Do you remember that?
Oh, we're talking about a different place. There's there's where there's a dollar store, like a paint store.
Yes.
And is it a Browns? Yeah, I guess it is a Browns. Yeah. The dollar store used to be a theater, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like right in the corner. There used to be a theater there. Do you remember that? Or
no, I don't remember that. Nope.
Oh. I went and saw the new Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory there. The one with Johnny Depp. I saw it in that theater. Wow. So anyway, that's just a memory that I thought of, and I thought I'd share that with you, and sort of long-winded, and you didn't know what I was talking about, so that's always good. It makes for good content.
lived in Langford for almost 3 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot about Langford. I did not know that there was a movie theater
Yes. Yes. I would
there.
say, if I were to guess when it closed, I would say probably 15 years ago, if I were to make a safe guess.
I live very close to there.
Yes.
I told you last week that I now work in Langford,
Yes.
and I work very close to there. That is my life now. Okay, so Willy Wonka.
Yes. Not
Willy
a film I
Wonka,
recommend.
Johnny Depp, 2005. So yeah, 15 years. It makes sense.
Yes. Did you see that there's a new Timothy Chalamet joint about it's like a prequel coming out?
Yeah, it's like an origin story.
Yeah, it looks absolutely terrible.
People don't seem to like him as Willy Wonka. I don't have an opinion, and I won't be seeing the film. No
Oh, yeah,
interest.
I definitely won't see it. No, none whatsoever. I agree.
Maybe I'll watch the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory from 1971 on my own time.
That's a banger. You know what
I
else
hear
is
a
a
baby
banger?
crying.
I
What?
hear a baby crying
Oh,
too, but it's not my baby.
I don't know where it's coming from.
Why did you say, oh, like you realized you left your baby on the stove or something?
No, I said I don't know where it's coming from. I don't have a baby.
Right.
Yeah, okay. So let's get talking about Barbie.
This is our 20 minutes in. We've barely talked about the film. I took us on a journey, and you also had a lot of adroit subject changes. Adroit being my word of the day, if you had not noticed.
Now, I saw Will Ferrell, that Will Ferrell was in this film,
Mm-hmm.
as the head of Mattel, and I did not think he'd be having such a big role.
Right. Yes, especially when I was sitting in the theater and I didn't know he was in it before I sat down. And then they said his name and I'm like, oh, I haven't seen him in any of the promotional material. So I imagine he's probably barely in it, but he was quite prominent. What'd you think of that?
I mean, okay, so this is a Mattel film. They
Right.
made the film.
Mm-hmm.
He was the CEO of Mattel, and they made him come across like he was the villain. I mean, for the most part, and he was kind of a negative
Yeah.
character.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was interesting that Mattel allowed that to happen, to make them appear. It was like a negative portrayal of their company.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Not just with him, but yeah, they were pretty self-deprecating just with their own, like the weird products they put out before and the problematic, just how Barbie is problematic in certain ways. And they're just like, yeah,
And I like that. I liked how they did
yep,
that.
yep. And I think it is a testament to how this film just sort of didn't take itself too seriously as a whole, which I think made it enjoyable. Of a part of what made it enjoyable.
Yeah, I wasn't really expecting her to wake up and think about death right away.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really know what to think of this film. And I'm happy that I had no idea, except for the Ken song, what was going to
Right.
happen. And I was pleasantly surprised and happy. Loved Alan, big Michael
Alan
Cera
was a
guy,
good character. Yep.
another Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
Simu Liu, another Canadian.
Another Canadian. There is a lot of Canadians in this film. It was just kind of a fun time. I will say there was times that I was a little bit, I would say the comedy fell a little flat for me. I would say I do think that comedies, as I've mentioned, are a bit of a hard sell for me. Not usually my favorite genre of film, but there was definitely moments I laughed out loud. But then there was moments I did feel like they were trying a little too hard. Whereas I thought the funniest moments were the moments that were a bit more subtle. But I understand. why those moments were in there. It just didn't work for me.
I'm sure there wasn't a whole lot of plot in the film either. They just kind of filled time with singing and dancing and her lying on her stomach.
Yeah, but I think it was appropriate for the film. It didn't have to have this super complicated plot.
How did you like the opening scene? It was the recreation of A Space Odyssey.
Oh, right. 2001: A Space Odyssey. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. It's probably been done before. That's what I thought of when I was watching it. It's like, I bet you this has been done before in a comedy, but I couldn't think of one immediately. But
they did it in Do Where's My Car?
Right. Yeah, I think I do remember thinking when they showed that at the beginning, because 2000 that scene from 2001 is just like such a famous scene and has been parodied in lots of different things. So I'm like, oh, they're doing this again. I did think that. So I guess maybe didn't like it as much as maybe I could have. I don't know.
You didn't like the film, is what you're saying?
No, I just mean the opening sequence, just because that scene from 2001 has been used so many times. From my experience anyway. But I don't know. It was a small part of the film anyway. Didn't like ruin it for me or anything like that.
Okay. Greta Gerwig, great director.
Have you seen any of her other films?
Maybe. What does she do?
Well,
Lady Bird. I didn't see Lady Bird.
Yeah,
is that one of hers?
I mentioned last week I saw Lady Bird on a plane. It was a good movie. I liked it.
She also did Wes Anderson's Isle of Dogs.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what that means because I saw that in her, but she didn't direct it. Obviously, it's a Wes Anderson thing. So, did she write for it or something, or was she a voice actor or something?
Oh, she acted. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Never mind. That's enough of her. There was something I saw. So Barbie Land.
Mm-hmm.
They were real sets. There no CGI at all. It was all like handmade.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. Very visually appealing film, unless you didn't like Pink.
Yeah, if you don't like Pink, this is a problem for you. Yeah, that's a good point. The sets were very nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, and I don't know. It's just a lot of fun. Didn't take itself too serious.
Yeah, Ken loved horses and the patriarchy until he found out what the patriarchy was. It's not all about horses. Yeah, good film. I'll probably watch it again.
Yeah, I can see myself watching it again. I do think Ryan Gosling was the best. He was my favorite performance. But on that though, I thought the acting overall was quite good. There's no performance I didn't really like. Maybe the mother-daughter duo, the humans.
Yeah. Oh well, that was the worst part of the film, I think. Their whole story. So the daughter was very standoffish. Like, I hate everybody, and she turned very quickly.
She did.
She's like, I'm now supportive. I'm a good person.
Right.
So yeah, didn't like that too much, but
yeah, I could have done without it. I would say the more boring parts of the film were when they were the main focus.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Cool.
Very cool. I liked. Go ahead.
No. You liked what?
Oh, I just liked that it was. I mean, it was a female director, right? So there was a lot of. Obviously, she's gonna talk about the female experience, which they did, but it wasn't like ramming it down your throat or anything like that. It wasn't like I don't know. It was a good mix of that and just it being a comedy in general. Didn't feel like it had like a huge agenda or anything like that, you know?
There were a lot of men who perhaps thought that this movie was very anti-man.
Right.
Did you feel like this was anti-man? Ken was the bad guy?
I guess in a way that's somewhat subconsciously what I'm trying to address, because I did hear that too. A lot of people were like, oh, it's anti-men and all that, but I don't think so it was at all.
No.
Nope.
Ken had a good story. He was just Ken, and then, he found himself, and then he became his own person. He's no longer just on just beach.
He was a man who just kind of went through stages. Not at one point good, one point bad, but overall he was redeemed. And I don't think he was made out to be a bad guy, or any of the men, really.
I love the big fight scene.
Yeah, that was
They're
good.
Just like noogieing each other and stabbing with the fake arrows.
Mm-hmm. It's a film I'd recommend. The Kenergy, yep. I love me some Kenergy.
What would you recommend it to?
I'd recommend it to anyone. Someone who's maybe apprehensive about seeing it because maybe it's too girly or whatever. I think you
would recommend it to a child.
I'd recommend it to a child.
Somebody
I'd recommend it
who's 12.
to my grandfather. Just any old person. There's no what's the word I'm looking for? There's nothing holding you back. Anyone can see it. There's no ticket. There's no price to pay. Just go and see it. Except the price of the ticket, I suppose.
Before we get to scores, is this film better or worse than Oppenheimer?
I haven't seen Oppenheimer.
That doesn't matter.
So, it's better than Oppenheimer, for sure. I don't know if I really think Christopher Nolan is all that great. Which might be people might be a little shocked at that. He has some good movies, but he has some not so good movies, you know? He ain't perfect.
7.2 out of 10 for Barbie on the IMDb scale, since we no longer do the Rotten Tomatoes score.
I imagine the Rotten Tomatoes score is probably in the 90s.
8.6 out of 10 for Oppenheimer. Yeah, okay. There was another Oppenheimer film that came out, apparently, starring Sam Waterston, from 1980. Sam Waterston. Do you know who Sam Waterston is?
Not a clue.
He's in Law and Order.
Was
it TV show?
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, he played Jack McCoy. So.
Okay, that means nothing to me. Somebody out there like cracking people's backs or something?
I hope not. Okay, scores. You want to do scores? Anything else you wanted to add to Barbie?
I don't think so. I think we hit all the notes. I think we're good. I will do that. Like I said, I thought the acting was quite good. Margot Robbie did a great job. Ryan Gosling did a great job. And, I mean, all the other characters, they didn't... You know, there was 4 or 5 that said quite a bit, but they weren't as prominent. I would say the mother-daughter duo, maybe not the best. Maybe it was just because I found them boring that I thought their acting wasn't good. But that would be probably nitpicking a little. I think overall it was good. Give it an 8 out of 10. So I seem to have lost Josh, which is a problem because I am not exactly the most tech-savvy guy in the world. And so I'm hoping that he can somehow jump back in, or I might have to end the recording. And that scares me because I've never done that. And so now I'm just going to sort of solo riff until I can figure out what's going on. Yes. Hi, it's just me. This is terrifying. Sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once here. I'm messaging Josh while also riffing, and it's a problem. Barbie. It's a movie about a toy. There's toys, and maybe I can, for all those people at home who don't know what my place looks like, that feels like an easy way to fill time. I can just explain to you what I'm looking at. In front of me is a TV. I'm on my couch in the living room. I'm looking at my TV stand. It's more of like a chest of drawers, if you will, and our TV is on top of that. And I got a PlayStation 4, a Switch, and an Xbox 360, all gathering dust on top of that unit. I do not use them very much. And then I got a cat in a cat tower. She's on the top. She's not looking at me. She's just kind of hanging out. And now I really don't know what to do because Josh is still not back, and I am still terrified, although we are still recording. So that's good. I'm also worried if I stop the recording, it's going to... I don't know, folks. I don't know. What do I do? Yes, more riffing. Hey, what skeleton walks into a bar, right? And he orders a beer and a mop. Got him. No, that doesn't make any sense. Maybe I should end the recording and then. Really, I'm confused. I don't know what to do. Oh, okay. Josh has seen my message on Facebook. You're holding tight. How's everyone's day going? I won't be able to hear you, but maybe you can write in the comments. How's your day going? Or tell me in person when you see me. Okay, I'll give you an update. Fresh, hot update. I'm just going to let Josh know that I'm riffing. I said, okay, I'm riffing right now. His computer froze. He doesn't know. He's trying to fix it. So I'm letting him know that I'm riffing. And I'll even tell him, let me know if I need to end the episode. He says, we're not recording. And I'm saying, on my end, it still says recording. Look, I'll send him a video right now. I'm going to flip this around. This is going to blow his mind. See, I'm here. I'm talking. It's just me. It's still recording. We're at 38 minutes and 38 seconds. I'm hopeful you can jump back in on this bad boy. Wouldn't that be something? We wouldn't have to throw this out. Because Josh, I'm scared. If I stop this recording, am I going to get the recording? Or is there... I don't know how it works. I don't know. I don't usually stop the recording. He's back. I see him. Oh my God, you're back. Josh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It's great. The recording is still here on my end.
Oh, great. What was the last thing that you remember me saying?
We were talking about acting, and I gave my score. I said an 8, and then you said, I don't think it's very hard to act in a film like this. You're just kind of like, people are just standing there, and that was the last I heard.
Okay, great. Then I'll restart it. I don't know. It just, like, my computer is froze.
Does it still say recording on your end?
Yeah, it's recording now. It's at 48 seconds.
Oh, I'm at 39 minutes and 43 seconds.
It did load. Like, it did load the recordings that we already had, it seemed.
Okay. Well, that's great. I'm sure we'll be fine. No problems whatsoever.
Okay. My acting score. This film didn't seem like it'd be that hard to act in. This wasn't an Oppenheimer. This is just, people were funny, but there was no Daniel Day-Lewis situations going on.
Right.
So I gave it a 7.
Okay. That's fair.
Now, when I said this originally, I was like, I gave it a 7, and then you didn't say anything, so like out of 10. And then that's when I realized, oh, you weren't there. You weren't just being like, oh, that's a terrible score to give.
Right.
7 out of 10.
I did so much. I've filled so much empty space while you were gone. It was terrifying.
Well, maybe I'll keep that in.
You probably could. I mean,
okay.
We'll see what happens with the recording when you hit stop recording.
What else do we do? Ending. Oh yeah, the ending was kind of convoluted. Well, I don't know if it was convoluted, but like it was pretty deep for a film that they'd set up going forward. So like the whole film, and then there was like, oh, here's the old lady talking about death and stuff. But I guess that's how they started the film, so there's kind of a circle moment. I didn't hate it, but I thought maybe it was a little too much. And then she had her first gynecologist appointment.
Right.
So I also gave it a 7 out of 10 for ending.
Yeah, I wasn't like super blown away by the ending. In fact, I barely remembered it until you mentioned all the things that happened. But
she's back in the real world.
Back in the real world, gynecology, all that fun stuff. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty good, but it wasn't like tremendously funny, I guess. And it left maybe a bit of sour taste in my mouth because the mom and the daughter were there and they weren't really my favorite part of the film. And there was, I don't know. Sorry, I'm saying all these things and my partner is standing here reacting to whatever I'm saying. It's distracting me. Yeah, perhaps a little forgettable. Not the funniest. I don't know. It's just what a 6.
Okay, 6 out of 10. Great.
Yep.
Okay, if you had to rate this film out of 10, as we do, what would you give it out of 10?
Josh, your whole mood has seemed to have gotten worse. Let me help you. What's wrong?
I just waiting to see what you would rate out of 10, so I can rate mine out of 10. Okay. Then we can move on.
Right, you're ready to move on. Move on from Barbie. You just want this to be over with. I get it. You're sick of me. We've done 67 episodes together, and you just want nothing to do with me. So I'll just give you my stinking score, and you can just give yours, and that'll be the end of it. How's that sound to you? So I'll give my stinking... Yes, I'm waiting for you to answer my question, because I said something that requires an answer. I'll give my score. How does that sound to you?
That sounds great.
Okay. I give the movie a 7 out of 10.
Why is that?
Because I thought it was funny, and I thought the acting was pretty good. It didn't take itself too seriously, and yeah, a fun movie that I can see myself watching again.
Yeah, this movie was great. Better than anticipated. The musical and dance numbers were fun. It was a fun film. All around, acting was great. I gave this movie an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
8 out of 10. Wonderful. Best movie of the year. Besides Do the Right Thing and Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't watched a Nicolas Cage movie in a while.
Got to remedy that, don't we?
It's been a few weeks. Okay, yeah, that's Barbie. 2023. First film of 2023 that we've done. And it was a great one, Barbie. Meow.
Meow. Cats, they meow.
Okay, so this was 67. You have 68. next week's film. Do you know what you want to do for that film, and why is it a late 90s sci-fi action thriller starring Jackie Chan or whatever?
Well, to be honest, as this sometimes happens to me, I completely forgot that that's part of my assignment is picking a film. So I have not done that at all. I haven't even thought of it. So I'll have to get back to you on that in a timely manner as to give you time to watch the film.
Yeah, no worries. Let's just see. Is there like a random movie generator? Have we done this before? Yeah, we have. Okay, a random movie picker.
I think we have, and then you get to
years.
you get to do you get to put in like keywords or anything, or like pick a genre?
Yep.
Great.
One movie that sticks out. Well, there's three movies that stick out here. These random movie generator lists. One of them being The Fifth Element.
Yeah, that is a very good movie.
You love that movie. The next movie is Catwoman, 2004 Catwoman starring Halle Berry.
I have almost picked that before.
And then the next one is Wallace and Gromit, The Wrong Trousers from 1993.
What was the last animated movie we watched? Oh, it was that weird one that was like an anthology movie.
Yeah, The House.
Yeah, that one. That was the last one.
Episode 55, British.
Episode 55, British. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, you just think about what movie you want, and hopefully this episode can come out because it hasn't been destroyed by my computer malfunctioning. But
would you call yourself a Star Wars fan or not really?
No. I've seen only one of the new ones.
Well, you don't need to bother with those.
That's all of them. That's Han Solo. That's the other new ones as well.
Right. Well, I used to think I was a Star Wars fan, but then I realized that all this time I was calling Boba Fett.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
It's got a nice ring to it. You try it.
No. I know Boba Fett's name because I used to play the N64 the racing game.
Right. Both of D's nuts. Got him.
Oh, I see. That's what you're trying to do. Nice. Yeah. Oh, hope you got that recorder, Mackenzie. Thanks for that. Okay. Well, I know one thing that only we like to do that'll raise the energy up, and that's box office game.
Okay, let's do it. We should do like an extra fast round of, because we're already at 48 minutes.
Oh, it's nothing. This will be fast. It's from 2005.
Okay, we got it. Piece of cake. Simple.
Yeah, I mean, we killed like 82 or whatever we did last time. So 2005, I was 14. You were 13.
Yep.
Okay, extra fast. We're going to start at the top, the one which we should get easy because it made $102 million in 1 week.
What month is this, by the way?
This is, November 18th, 2005. November?
Okay.
Warner Brothers, $102 million in the first week.
It's a Harry Potter movie.
It's adventure fantasy family starring Daniel Radcliffe. Okay. So then what Harry Potter movie came out in 2005 then? It's just, do you think Goblet of Fire? Do you think it's Prisoner of Azkaban?
The first one came out in what, 2002 or something, or 2003 maybe? I would do Prisoner of Azkaban.
2000. Okay. Well, ooh. I mean, 102. Okay, you want Prisoner of Azkaban? You want 3 first?
Yeah, do Prisoner of Azkaban.
It's not Prisoner of Azkaban.
Okay, it's probably Goblet of Fire then.
Do they all come out like a year after each other?
They're like a year and a half.
Goblet of Fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew when it was Warner Brothers and... No, oh, yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
It ended up making almost $900 million worldwide.
They're pretty popular films.
Next one made $22 million in its first week. A 20th Century Fox film starring Joaquin Phoenix. 2005, Joaquin Phoenix.
I would try Walk the Line.
Oh.
That seems very 2005.
The Line. You are correct. Good job.
Nice.
Reese Witherspoon. Okay, next one's a Disney film, which made $100 million in its first 3 weeks.
Okay.
Disney film. It is animated.
You should give us the tagline then. That's my go-to for animated movies.
Okay, here we go. When it comes to saving the world, it helps to be a little chicken.
Okay.
It's not Chicken Run.
I should make it obvious, right? What's a little chicken? A little chicken. That's weird. That's not ringing a bell.
Chicken Run wouldn't have been a Disney movie, and it would have been before 2005.
Yeah, that's got to be like a late 90s movie, if I were to guess.
Zach Braff is the lead.
A chicken movie. What's that movie? It's like, what's that Vine? It's that guy. It's like,
it's that Vine.
That Vine where he's like, "Don't say I look like this guy. He's a coward, and I am not a coward." What's that? Chicken. Chicken
Little.
Try that. Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's Chicken Little.
Chicken Little. Yeah.
Good job. Okay, this is a Weinstein Company movie. Ooh, made $21 million, and it's in two weeks, and it's a drama thriller starring Jennifer Aniston. Clive Owen is also in it.
Clive Owen and Jennifer Aniston. 2005.
He never saw it coming. It's a tagline.
Oh boy.
It's not going to be Children of Men. When two married business executives having an affair are blackmailed by a violent criminal, they are forced to turn the tables on him to save their families.
You know what? I don't think I'm going to know this one.
It's called Derailed. Never heard of it.
Me neither.
Okay, next one. Sony Pictures made $20 million, 2 weeks, November 2005. Josh Hutcherson. Ooh, nope. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking Hunger Games.
Who's Josh Hutcherson?
He is the guy in Hunger Games.
Which guy? There's more than one.
He's like the original love interest.
So he's Gale? Or he's...
He's like the blonde one who like was friends with her, and then they became enemies.
He's Peter. Is he Peter? Yeah, he's Peter.
I don't know. Sure.
Okay. Well, I mean, the Hunger Games. What's the genre?
Science fiction, adventure, family. It's not Hunger Games.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, it's Zathura. Wasn't he in that shit?
How do you spell that?
Zathura?
Never heard of it, but that is correct.
Holy Nikes. Am I really?
Yeah.
I don't know how I unlocked that in my brain because I have not seen that movie.
Jon Favreau is the director. He's the Iron Man director. All right. Well, good job. 30th percentile. Not bad, I guess. Not bad. Considering we didn't know any of the movies. Box office game. Good job.
Very good job. Zathura. I love it.
Have you thought of a movie yet?
No. Or I'm not picking Zathura, though. I'll tell you that.
Okay. Well. Barbie. It's a good movie pick. How am I going to beat that for episode 69 coming up?
I don't know. I'm envious that you get 69, but I do get all the 10s. So,
yeah,
can't be that
70.
envious.
70 is pretty big if we even make it that far, considering how this episode goes.
Yeah, let's hope we have all of it. I'm sure we will. It'll be fine.
Don't know, but do you have any final words of... I don't know, words. Any final words?
No.
Okay. Okay, well. Your Mother Ate My Dog, episode 67. Coming at you from Barbie Land, or the Mojo Dojo Casa House, if you will. Nice. Nice Barbie reference.
I love Barbie references in the Barbie podcast episode of Your Mother Ate My Dog. I was thinking that we should watch Dead Alive, one of these episodes, as a throwback.
Well,
just something I'm brewing up. Yep, something I've been brewing up. I should mention this. The very last thing before we finish, that Pick a Flick, place I've been getting the video rentals for, is finally selling off all their movies because they're closing down very shortly. And I knew that they had a DVD copy of Dead Alive, which I saw every time. Well, not every time, but some of the times I went in there to rent a movie, I always saw it, and I always wish I owned it because I have it on VHS, and it's not very easy to get on DVD. And so I was like, I'm going to wait till they're selling things, and I'm going to purchase it. And I went in there, and I feel like every single DVD had not sold except that one. So I did not purchase Dead Alive on DVD.
That's sad. I'm sorry.
That's okay. They've been talking about putting it on Blu-ray for like years and years now. Maybe they'll do it eventually. That'd be cool.
Well, Peter Jackson's too busy doing Hobbit movies.
I guess so. Okay, Josh, I have nothing more to say.
Well, that's good, because maybe it froze again. I don't know.
I hope not. Did you hit end recording?
No, not yet. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.